everybody, this is Cindy with Magazine Mama. I'm getting ready to start the email marketing for photographers workshop. So let me know if you are on and I will get this started. Just a moment. And let me know who's watching, like where you are watching from. And okay, and I will see. Make sure it has the audio. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, see there's two people on. To start the email. Okay, so it looks like people are on, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for joining me. And if you have any comments, you can, or questions along the way, you can post them and then I will try to do my best to answer them. So I have a presentation for you. Let me share my screen real quick. And let me know right now, are you using email as a form of marketing in your photography business? Type yes in the comments or no. Okay, and so let me see if I can go full screen there. There we go. Okay, so I just want to say welcome to the workshop. And if anybody is coming on for the first time and is not familiar with me, my name is Cindy Reeves. I'm the owner and founder of Magazine Mama, and I create marketing material for photographers to help them grow their business and get more clients, and also curriculum to teach photography classes. So here's what we're going to talk about in this workshop. We're going to talk about who you should be emailing, what you should send them that they really want to read, how to get subscribers to join your list. We're going to talk about sales funnels and also email automation. Now, I posted in the group any questions for you guys to post any questions that you had. And so these are kind of the questions that people had. And so I created this workshop based on the questions because I want to teach you guys exactly what you're wanting to know and the stuff that you need to know. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, let's talk about why do we use email marketing in your photography business? Well, here's a few reasons. I believe it's one of the best ways to grow your photography business. It has a huge return on investments. The statistics say that for every dollar you spend, you get $32 back. So it's a huge ROI. And it can be more effective than social media, definitely, because as we all know, if we post something on Facebook or social media, it doesn't have a lot of reach and hardly anybody sees it. But with email marketing, you know exactly who is looking at your content. You even know when they see it and you know if they don't see it. So it's very, very specific and very effective. And it's one of the best platforms that you can use to build your brand because you can communicate, break away from the noise of social media as well. Because, you know, every day people are inundated with ads and there's so much noise on social. So when people log into their email to check their emails, it's a lot less noisy, a lot less distractions there. They can really focus on your message and what you're saying to them. Another reason is that it helps you stand out for your competition. And that's a big thing that you need to do because the photography industry, as we all know, is quite saturated. Now, the reason it helps you stand out because not a lot of photographers are using email. And sure, yeah, you know, more recently, photographers are starting to get on the email marketing platform and starting to use it as a form of marketing, but still there's a lot of photographers that are not using it. And those who are using it aren't using it properly, in my opinion. I see a lot of photographers not using email marketing the right way. And then finally, as we all know, with email, we own the list, whereas on social media, we don't own any of our followers or our followers' contact information. And let me say hello. Oh, hi, Annie. Annie's on. I'm so glad you can make it. And anybody else, say hello in the comments and let me know if you're watching. Now, I love teaching on email marketing. It's one of my favorite forms of marketing simply because I used it in my photography business for 12 years. And I use it in Magazine Mama as well. And so I know it works. Like, I believe that's one reason that I could stay in business when a lot of my other competition was going out of business because they couldn't get any bookings. But I had a steady stream of email addresses that I could send out emails to, and I would send out the emails to get the client meeting and then use the client meeting to get them booked. So it really was a numbers game for me in my photography business. And the more emails you get on your list, the more you send out, the higher chances of people responding, booking the meeting, and then booking the session with you. Okay, so we talked about why email marketing. Let's look at some statistics. And this is from a site called emailisnotdead.com. They have a lot of information on email marketing. So if you ever want to check it out, it's a really fun resource to look at. So they have a ton, like I said, but these are a few that I picked out that I thought were interesting. There are over 3.93 billion email users throughout the world. And I thought that's so interesting because it surpasses the users on Facebook. Everybody thinks the whole world's on Facebook, but actually there's more people on email. Now, 83% of consumers say that email is their preferred method of communication, and Facebook came up second for 38%. So I thought that's interesting as well. And I know, like, I did a poll in the group and I asked you guys, how do you communicate with your clients? And the majority of you said email. So, if your clients are communicating with you on email, it only makes sense that you use email to market your photography business. And then I thought this is interesting. More than half of consumers say they want to receive email weekly. And so I know a lot of people are concerned that they send out too many emails. They rarely want to send out an email because they don't want to bother people. But as you can see, people want to hear from you. If they sign up for your list, there's a reason they sign up, because they want to hear from you. And if you're not sending emails on a regular basis, they're gonna lose interest. And so another thing that you need to keep in mind too is that a lot of businesses are on email, so they're sending out emails all the time. So it's beginning to be like the norm to send out an email at least once a week, if not once a month. Okay, so then let's start off with our first question. Who do I email? Who should I send emails to? That's a really great question. And the answer is your ideal subscriber. Now, your ideal subscriber is a lot like your ideal client. Basically, your ideal client. You need to identify the people that you can help best with your photography services. And you need to create an ideal client avatar. Define your ideal client. And that's huge. And that's one mistake that I think a lot of photographers make. They don't really know who their ideal client is. And so you can waste a lot of time and money and energy in marketing if you're trying to send a message to the wrong person, because if you don't have your ideal client nailed down, you won't know what they want to hear. You don't know anything about them. So all your marketing goes through the filter of your ideal client. So you need to get that right. It's basically what I'm saying. Now, there's several things you need to know about your ideal client. I'm not really going to go into that in this particular workshop, but overall there's like the demographics, which is age and gender, and then psychographics, which is like what they like to eat, like different things about them, their hobbies, their religion, how many kids they have. There's a whole list of different psychographics. And these are the things, the psychographics is like the emotional level that you need to appeal to them at and relate to them with. So psychographics are really important as well. The next one, let's see. Oh, so as I was saying, once you nail down who your ideal subscriber is, you can know what they want to receive from you on your email. And you can start attracting your ideal client rather than having to search for them. Now, here is another question that was posted in the group that I wanted to address in this workshop. The question is, I only shoot seniors, so I have no idea where to start or how to get them on my list. Is it even worth it to get the seniors on my list? Should I market to the parents? And the answer is market to both. Create a sign-up form for both of them. Think about who emails you to book the sessions. If it's the seniors, then it's worth it to list or to build a list of the seniors. If it's mostly the parents, then grow a list to the parents. Now, what I recommend doing is have a separate sign-up list for parents and one for seniors. That way you can send them relevant content based on which list they signed up to. Or what you could do if you just want to have one sign-up form, on the sign-up form, when they opt in, you can say, are you a high school student or are you a parent of a high school student? Now, here's another interesting statistic I found on that site, Email is Not Dead, and I thought I would share it because it kind of relates to high school seniors. They say that more users ages 12 through 17, sorry, that's a 7, should be 17, are using email than Snapchat or Facebook. So if you think about it, you know, that's the age, the demographic of the high school seniors in the teens, and more of them are using Facebook or using email than Snapchat or Facebook. And I have a daughter who's a high school senior, so I'm really close to this, and I know she uses email a lot as well. Now, they didn't say anything about Instagram. I know a lot of seniors are on Instagram, so it would be interesting to find out how Instagram statistics relate to this. But definitely using email to market to the teens is going to be a good thing. Plus, think about this. If you're trying to target teens on Facebook, sure, they're on Facebook and maybe they'll see your messaging. But if you want to do like targeted paid ads on Facebook, you can only target people 18 and above. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, anybody have any questions? I'm going to try to check. Let me know. Okay, so the next thing is, how do I get them to sign up to my list? So first of all, let's talk about what you use an email list for. Because anything you do in your photography business or marketing or anything, you need to know why you're doing it. Don't just say, oh, it's a popular thing to do, it's trendy, everybody's doing it, I'm going to do it. You need to know, like, what's the goal that you have in mind for growing your email list or for having one? How are you going to use it? Now, here's some things that you can use your email list for, is to nurture relationships with your potential clients and even your current clients. You can get to know them better, you know, by talking back and forth on your email, sending them out content and having them engage and respond to it. You can also collect feedback from them. It's a great way to, you know, get testimonials, ask them, get follow-up feedback, say, hey, how'd the session go? I hope everything went great, and collect their feedback. Another reason that you can use their email is to stay in touch with your clients, as I said, and educate your clients. Now, educating your clients is going to make your sessions go a lot smoother, because if you can educate them, think about this. If you can send out emails and combat all the questions that you get asked before they ask them, that would save you a lot of time. So think about some of the frequently asked questions you get and put those into an email series, which we'll talk about later on in this presentation, and then educate your clients along the way. You'll get less emails back to you with questions, and you'll have smoother sessions. And then finally, another thing that you use your email list for is to promote your sessions. And that's kind of the ultimate goal, because you want to get them from a subscriber to an actual client. Okay, Annie has a question. How do I find email addresses? Do you mean how do people sign up for your list, or how do you find emails to send them to? let me know more specifically, and then I'll check back on that. So how to get them to sign up on the list? First of all, you'll need an email marketing platform. An email platform basically helps you create, list, and capture emails. It's also great because you're able to use it to segment your clients. Think about this. I know a lot of you shoot several different types of photography. Now, let's say you shoot seniors, newborns, families, weddings. I don't know, just a variety of different types of photography. Well, the way that you speak to each client in that specific type of photography is going to be different. You're not going to speak to a wedding photography client the same way as a newborn photography client. Obviously, the content you send them is going to be different. So that's why it's super important to segment your client list. And that's why you need an email marketing platform. You can also use the email marketing platform to create forms and pages. And then you can use it to schedule your emails. And we're going to talk about email automation a little bit later. And you can use it to schedule your emails automatically, which is going to save you a ton of time. You can also gauge your success using analytics of your email marketing platform. And this one is huge because everything you do in marketing your photography business, you want to gauge whether it's working or not working. And when you choose an email marketing platform, make sure it has a way to show you analytics. I think most of them do. Some of them have deeper analytics than others, but make sure you have some kind of basic analytics in your email marketing platform. Next, you will need a lead magnet. So basically what this is free valuable content that you will provide your subscribers in exchange for them giving you their email address. Now, this needs to be something that your audience wants. So think about their pain points and the challenges. See, this is why you need to know your ideal client. You need to be really familiar with them and know everything about them. What challenges are they facing relating to photography? Like maybe they don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. Maybe they feel like the camera makes them have look like they're, heavier than they are. Maybe they don't know how to pose. There's all kinds of things that are related to photography, like challenges and obstacles people face. You need to really know about your ideal client and what they're struggling with when it comes to booking a session. Now, you can also repurpose the pages in your welcome guide and use it as a lead magnet. Now, I was going to show that just one moment. I was going to have one on camera. Okay, so for example, let me switch gears a little bit here and see if I can do this. Okay, so let's take the seniors, for example. As a lead magnet, you can create a PDF of your magazine and you can use that for them to opt in. You can say, hey, get your free guide, your free high school senior guide, right? Another thing you can do is you can repurpose the pages in this. And I know a lot of photographers do this. Let's see, like this one, for example, like what not to wear for your senior session is one of the, here we can see, what not to wear for your senior session. That's one of the articles in the pages in this magazine, right? So, okay. What we can do is basically like, you can take like, so this one of the 4 top tips for a picture perfect senior session. Okay, so let's see that better. So I basically take these 2 pages, just create a PDF, a simple PDF like that, and then send that to your people who subscribe. So this is for the seniors one, for example. So you can send them the whole magazine or just 1 page or 2 pages of it based on your ideal client. So that's why you need to really know them and know, what their pain points are, what things they need help with in their photography session. Now, the next question is, what would get parents of seniors on my list? And that is a great question. So the answer is, one thing that you can do is take what you're using to get the seniors on your list and position it to the parents. For example, let's say you have a lead magnet called 10 photos every high school senior needs before they graduate. This could easily be edited to read 10 photos every mom needs of their high school seniors. So it's all in how you position it. You can totally take the content and position it based on what your ideal client needs. And then here's another example out of the same, out of the same magazine here. This one is four photo products every mom needs. So that's another option that you can use for that. So I just wanted to share that with you. You can just create that page as a PDF and send it to them. Another thing you can do, like you can use every page in here and split test it and see which one gets you the most signups. So which one are they most interested in? You can even ask them, if you don't know your ideal client very well, you can ask them, say, hey, out of these three, what is most important to you to learn about? Or what would you like to see more? So again, think through the filter of your ideal client or the person you're trying to market to. What questions do you get from them frequently? What's important to the parents of the seniors that you photograph? Is it the pricing? Do they want a discount? Because that can also be a lead magnet. It doesn't actually have to be an actual PDF. It could just be a discount code or a special offer. Now, here is one interesting statistic, again, from that site, emailisnotdead.com. 1 in 5 consumers say that they read every newsletter they receive just to see if something's on an offer. And I thought that was very interesting. They read every newsletter just to check for offers. So if offers are important to your ideal client, send them offers, like say, sign up to get our latest offer. Now, one thing I will say about offers, like that's kind of, I mean, it works. I think sign up to receive our latest offers. I think it does work, but you need to be specific on your sign up page. You need to say, speak to your ideal client. So if it's high school seniors as your ideal clients, they sign up to get our latest offer on our high school senior sessions, right? So speak specifically to your ideal client. Now, another note on offers, your offers don't always have to be discounts on your sessions. You can create a special, like with purchase offer, or an offer might be limited time themed session. So when you think offers, don't think I have to discount my photography service. No, think like special with purchase. Like it could, like this month's offer could be free, free 8x10 with purchase of a session or something very simple. Don't have to stress about these at all. Some more examples of lead magnets are first to know of special offers. So, be the first to know. And you can also, like I said, create a PDF of your welcome guide. And another thing you can do, which might be a lot of fun, is have a behind the scenes video. Now, this is a way to indirectly market yourself as well. So let's say you have a video of, you're gonna have to, get extra help for this, but one day at a shoot, have someone videotape what it's like to work with you and say a behind the scenes video, or maybe how you edit your photos, or just something where they get to know you more and they get to feel like they really know you and really feel like they know what it's like working with you. Because video is really important nowadays, since there's so many people booking online. They don't really meet in person as much as they used to. And so, like for me, when I booked a client, if I could get them to meet me in person, I could almost always get this booking because you build a rapport with them, right? So video is a way that you can build a rapport with your clients. I mean, even like what I'm doing right now is doing a workshop online, like a webinar. You could even do a webinar. Like I don't know why photographers don't think about doing that more. Have a webinar, and you can use the welcome guides to repurpose it into a webinar. So take a page out of your welcome guide that has tips and just create a simple video of the tips for their session, and then have them subscribe to receive the video. So there's so many different things you can do, and I know you guys are really creative, so try to think outside the box on this. Now, the next thing you need to get them on your list is an opt-in page. You can use an opt-in form from your email platform, or you can create a standalone with software such as Lead Pages. And Lead Pages is really good because they provide you with analytics to, based on, like, they show you how many people visited your opt-in page and how many people signed up and the percentages, so you can see if it's working or not. You could also embed a page on your website. So, if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend an extra monthly fee, you can use a page on your website. But it's free of deductions, and you want to make sure to a CTA, which is a call to action, and you want to make sure that page matches your branding well. Okay, so let me know if you guys can still hear me. We're having like a really big storm in the background, and we never get rain here in Arizona, so it's interesting. It's good. But let me know if it's affecting the video or the audio at all. Okay, so how to get people onto your opt-in page, since we said you need an opt-in page. You're going to place it on your website. You can place it either on your homepage, you can place it in the footer, you can place it on your about page because that page is frequented often. You can share it on social media. You can share a link to your opt-in form on every blog post. You can embed it within your blog post, or you can even share it in your welcome guide. Because if you create a PDF, you can just put a link inside the PDF to your opt-in, and the opt-in is going to be like the next step you want them to take. So if you're using your welcome guide as an opt-in, you probably wouldn't really need to do this because you've already received their email, which is the whole point of this. But think about this too. If you have a printed welcome guide that you're using and you're placing them in local stores, like for high school seniors, they place them in like orthodontist offices and different shops around town. If you're doing that, then throughout your guide, maybe at the end of your guide or on the back, say, want to know more? Sign up for our free such and such, right? An opt-in could even be a free consultation, a free meeting with you. And that way you'll use your welcome guide to drive traffic to your website. And so that way you get people like offline, you get them to online, if that makes sense. So, okay, thank you, Annie. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, and then another thing you need to get people on your list is relevant content. You need to nurture the relationship to keep people on your list interested so they don't lose interest and unsubscribe. And you want to keep them interested so that they continue to open their emails every time they see an email from you. Because the more people that open it, the better the chances are that more of your emails will get read, because there's a whole big thing on email algorithm. Just like Facebook has an algorithm, email does as well. So email them regularly on a consistent basis with a consistent message. So speaking of relevant content, let's go to the next question, is what do I send them? And someone in the group asked a great question. What do I send them that they actually want to read without sounding spammy? Because I know a lot of us, or I'm guessing pretty much all of us, hate to sound spammy. So that was a question. What do I even send them that's not spammy and that they want to read? And here's the answer. You want to send them content that is helpful and relevant to them. This is where, again, back to your ideal client. Knowing your ideal client is important. You know, you want to send them offers that they want to read, the lead magnet needs to be relevant to them, and then the content that you send after they sign up for the lead magnet needs to be relevant to them. So the more you know who your ideal client is, the easier it will be to come up with the content. Okay, so Annie has a question. How do they find me? Okay, that's a great question. Do you mean how do they find the opt-in form to sign up? You're going to need to drive traffic to the opt-in form once you have it up there. So let me know if that's what you're talking about. How do they find me? Okay, so what to send them in the email. Here are a few examples. You can send a welcome email, and then you can use the welcome guide to repurpose. Okay, so yes. So how do they find you? So you've got your opt-in form. Like I said, on your website, like all over the place on your website, as many different places as you can find to put it. You can share your opt-in form, like a link to it on your social media, and like I said, in your welcome guide. So yeah, you're right. Even though the opt-in form is on your website, it doesn't necessarily mean people are going to find you. So that's a whole other component where you need to drive traffic to the opt-in form. And that's a whole thing about like online marketing, advertising, sending traffic to your website. Blogging is a good way to do that because that's how they can find you organically. And then if you blog a lot and you have your opt-in form inside the blog post, that's one way where you don't seem so salesy and spammy, because instead of sending people on like straight to your opt-in, you can say, hey, read this blog post. And then as they read it, they'll find the form to opt in and give you their email address. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if that answered your question. So sending them a welcome email. I'm a big advocate of repurposing content, as you already have probably noticed in this workshop. You can use your welcome guide. You can send them a link to your welcome guide. I'm not really talking about that, but you could do that. But for example, in the welcome guides that I have on my website, most welcome guides have 6 articles in them, right? 6 different pages with articles. And what you could do, and it starts with a welcome article on the left side always. So what you can do is, if you have a welcome guide, start with that. This is really easy. It'll save you so much time. So for example, again, so like this one has a welcome page, right? Just copy and paste this information into your first email, your first welcome email, because it's basically a welcome content, and basically is the same thing as welcoming them. But in your email, you're going to say, welcome to my email list. Like, thank you for signing up for my email. And that content will be there. And then the next day, you can send the next article within the welcome guide, which is 4 top tips for a picture perfect senior photo session. And don't worry about if they've already got your welcome guide and you're worried that, oh, they already read this. Maybe tweak it a bit. But honestly, I don't think people are going to really remember, because nowadays we've got so much information coming at us that people forget easily. So it's good if you keep reiterating the same message over and over, then it'll finally sink in. Now, another thing you can do is share your brand story. Talk about how you became a photographer if you want, but more importantly, I would say to talk about why you're a photographer. Talk about why you want to photograph others and why, what you have to offer them. Another thing you can do is give a list of resources. Now, this is great for wedding photographers because brides are always wanting resources, right? And this is a neat thing you could do is you can network with other wedding photography businesses in your area, and you could come up with kind of like a network of vendors that you refer. And so you could even have them put you on their list, and you guys can all send out a list of resources with each other. And that way you can boost each other at the same time. And that's a really good thing to do as well. And while I'm on that topic, this reminds me of another thing you can do to have them find your opt-in. You can be a guest blogger on a business in your area. I mean, that is a really great idea that I don't see a lot of photographers using. So offer to blog for somebody in your area, and you can even use one of my blog posts, my pre-written blog posts, or you can use, again, repurpose the text out of a welcome guide and just tweak it a little bit and send it to one of the businesses online that services your ideal client and have them post it. And there you go. It's really easy. And then ask them if they mind at the bottom of the post if you can put a link to your opt-in. So that way you're getting to be in front of other audiences as well, and you're doing it for free, essentially, right? Okay, so speaking of blog posts, you can link to your blog posts within your emails. Now, when you share a blog post link inside your email, don't put all the content, like your whole entire blog post, in the email. Just put a little bit of it, like a little snippet, an excerpt of it, and then say, to read more, click here. And this is a great way to drive traffic back to your website, because you want to continue sending them back to your website, because the more times they go back to your website, the higher the chances are that they are going to schedule a meeting with you and book with you. Okay, and then we've already talked about how to repurpose your welcome guide. So we will go on to the next one, which we'll talk about sales funnels. What is a sales funnel? Now, this one is a question someone asked, and this is actually a great question. They don't understand funnels. Well, a funnel is simply a journey that people take from stranger to client. So you want to map out your ideal client's journey. And it's easier if you go backwards. So you think about, how did they come to book you? So you think about they booked you, right? What did they do? What step did they take before they even booked you? Did they meet with you? And if so, what step did they take before they had a meeting with you? Like, where did they find you? So you're going to have to map it out backwards. And then once you do that, you'll kind of have an idea of the journey that they took to get to you. And so if you can better understand the steps they took in that journey to get to you, you can create a more targeted and a more specific experience for future clients. Because chances are that if they got to you by this journey, a lot of other clients will find you that same way. So like for me, one thing that I did was advertise on specific websites and specific magazines. So whenever you meet with someone, always ask them how they found you. And that way you can get some more insight on it too. And that way you don't have to guess. Okay, so in a sales funnel, there are several stages. And these are the top 4 stages that I want to focus on. Some people say they're like 5 or 6, but these are 4 stages that I see in every photography business. So the first one is the awareness stage, then the relationship stage, the booking stage, and then follow up. Now let's take a look at what's at each stage of these funnels. So first, the awareness stage. This is when the clients first become aware of you. Maybe they visit your website for the first time, or maybe someone refers you and they hear your name for the first time. That's the awareness stage. And so at this stage, as it relates to email marketing, you want to promote your lead magnet to establish trust with them, or to begin to establish trust. Okay, and the next is the relationship stage. This is when you get to know each other better. So this is where they've already signed up for the lead magnet. Now you're sending them content and they're getting to know you. And then you're asking, like maybe ask them some questions. Say, reply if this, or reply back to this email and let me know what your biggest challenge is when it comes to photography sessions. So that's the relationship stage. And then the booking stage, this is when they're ready to book with you. So what have they done so far? They have signed up, or they visited your website, they signed up for your lead magnet, they've received your content, and now they're ready. They're ready to book with you. So at this stage, you want to send emails that highlight the benefits of working with you in your emails. Maybe you feature some testimonials at this stage as well. And then there's a follow-up stage. So after they booked with you, this is where you follow up. Because once they book, it doesn't mean your email marketing stops then. You need to continue following up with them every month to continue to build that loyalty and continue to provide value from them or for them, because you want to keep earning their trust so that you can gain repeat customers, because they'll eventually refer you to other people, right? Okay, so I'm going to see if there's any questions. And Annie says she learned of me when she was listening to Cozy Clicks. That is great. I love that. Thank you for mentioning that. The podcast. Yeah, she lives in my city actually, so it was pretty neat. We got to meet. So yeah, and podcasts, that's another area. Like, there's just so much out there nowadays online, so many areas that you can promote your photography business. Just think outside the box. So maybe there's a podcast, a local podcast that you can be on and offer to be a guest on. And then, when you talk on the podcast, you can tell them that you have a freebie to sign up for. Just like on Cozy Clicks, she promoted one of my free templates. Okay, and so let's see how we're doing. I think that's all the questions I see so far. Now I have one more thing to talk about, is email automation. And this is a huge one. It can get a little bit complicated. So we're going to try to take it step by step. So step one, you need to choose your email marketing platform. Now here's a few. These email marketing platforms are ones that I have used. I've used MailChimp, MadMimi, ActiveCampaign, Hatchbook, and ConvertKit. If you guys are using any of those, let me know in the comments which one you're using. I like MadMimi. That's the one I'm currently using. Actually, I'm using a couple different ones, but it's like more advanced stuff. But MadMimi is a great one to start with. MailChimp is good to start with too, though I know some people get frustrated with it. Like, I know someone in the group has posted some questions about it, that she got frustrated with it. So I'm going to try to actually log on to MailChimp if I have time in this presentation and see if I can give you guys some tips. ActiveCampaign, that's a really good one. ConvertKit, that's pretty intuitive. It's pretty good too. And Hatchbook, I tried them early on. They have really great customer service, and I like them a lot, but they are really expensive. So I probably would start with something free, like MailChimp and MadMimi. I believe both have a free plan based on the number of subscribers that you have. So there's all kinds of things that you need to look for in your email marketing platform, but I'd start with something free just so you don't break the bank. But MadMimi, that's a pretty good one right now. Now I will tell you, MadMimi is going to be more difficult to set up automations, so I don't recommend that one for automations. It's not as intuitive as MailChimp. So if you're using automation, I would go with ConvertKit or MailChimp or ActiveCampaign. Okay, so after you choose your platform, you're going to create a new list and system. Now this is basically on one of my email platforms. This is the steps to take. Each platform may be different. I haven't gone through all of them recently. I know they're updating constantly, but overall, this is kind of what you do within the platform. And just know that whatever platform you're using, it might be different. Okay, and so after you create the new list, okay, well, that's actually step number 3. You will place your opt-in. So if it's a PDF that you're offering, you can host it on your website if that's available to you, or in Dropbox. That's what I do. I recommend using Dropbox. So what you do is you just create a folder and create a share folder, and then get a link to that folder or even a link straight to the PDF, and then copy that link and include it in your first email that you send. You could also place a link on the redirect page. Now, a lot of these platforms, once you opt in, in the settings, you can set it to have a redirect to a specific page, or you can leave it at the default landing page that it goes to. And then, so whatever page the email platform takes them to after they sign up, the link there. Okay, then you create a subscribe form. So you want to make sure that your form is connected to your lists. And then, like I said, the landing page, you want to create a landing page. To start out with, I would recommend just use a default page. Don't try to get real fancy because you don't want to overwhelm yourself the first time you set this up. So once you kind of get the concept and how everything works, then you can start making changes on these. And then after that, you will load up the email series that you have put together, and then you'll schedule it. A welcome series of a minimum of 3 emails is good. Even up to 7 emails is good. So you'll set the schedule of when you want them to go out. Usually every 24 hours is good from the time they sign up. And then you'll choose the automation trigger. So make sure the automation is set to trigger based on the correct list if you have multiple lists in your email platform. And then step 7 is just to test it. I recommend you test it yourself, have friends and family sign up, and make sure they're not getting into the spam folder, and ask for their feedback as well. And also test it on mobile, because mobile is huge. People are opening emails on mobile so much nowadays. So you really want to make sure your email looks great on mobile and that people can read the text, that the fonts are big enough. That's another thing that you want to look for when you're choosing an email marketing platform, is that they have the capability to have a mobile version as well. So if there are any questions, let me know. I'm going to try to log in to my MailChimp account and just kind of show you a little bit about automation on there. And I haven't used them in a long time. And I know they recently made a lot of changes, so please bear with me if let's see here. Let me get this ready. Okay, so let me see if I can change my screen into, and I appreciate all of you watching. It seems like everybody was on is still on. So thank you for taking the time to watch this with me. Now, let me see if I can share. I'm gonna stop sharing screen, and then I'm gonna share screen again, share screen, and see if I can do the application. I think it's right there. There we go. Okay. So this is my MailChimp. And so it's really pretty easy, I think, as far as your automation. So right here, you go to automate. Can you see that okay? I think it looks okay on the screen. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Automate and go to email. And so here, you can welcome new subscribers, share blog updates. So we'll do that one. Welcome new subscribers. And you can do a single welcome email or an onboarding series or an education series. So yours would be more onboarding series. This is if you want to do multiple. And so like I've got my newsletter. See, that's where you choose what list is going to trigger it. You put that right here. Then you hit begin. And then you see here, it automatically filled this for you with all these placeholders. So let's see here. And this is not 62 subscribers. That's like an old thing from, I used this a long time ago. So you see how now you just go in and design the email and upload your text and everything. But let me see here. Yeah, okay, so the trigger, it'll send it immediately after a subscriber, after subscribe contacts join your audience. And then schedule is every day, all day. And that doesn't mean it's going to send every day, all day. Basically, that is this right here. So let's say people sign up on a Sunday and you don't feel like you want to send emails on Sunday because it's the weekend. Then you can undo Sunday. So that way, if it's Sunday, it'll push it to Monday, if that makes sense. So it'll send it as soon as possible based on these conditions that are met, which is the days there. So me personally, I think it's fine just to leave it on every day, but if you have a reason, you can change it, right? And so filter by segment or tag, you don't really need to filter these at the moment. And then here, let's see here, right here is trigger is 1 day after subscribers are sent the previous email. And then this one's 1 day after. This is where you'll need to change it. So this one's fine 1 day after. You can wait 1 day, or you can even do like 24 hours. 1 day is the same, but you know, or if you want to do 12 hours, you could do that as well. But I have that. So let's go back. If I can go back to that, automate, because I wanted to show you one more thing. So you go to onboarding series, select newsletter. You can even schedule it every month too. Because I have monthly newsletters in my shop, and you can just, that way you can schedule them to go out every 30 days. Then you don't have to worry about it and saves you a lot of time. So right here, this one, the first one is sent out immediately. The next one is 1 day after subscribers are sent the previous email. And then the next one says 1 day. You'll definitely need to change that. So here, you'll make this like 2 days, and then you hit update trigger. And then the next one here, you'll need to change that to 3 days and just keep counting it like that. And if you want to space them out, like where there's 2 days, obviously like this last one, if you wanted to, you could make it 5 days there and update the trigger. So that's a short example of an automation there. So I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. Okay. See here. Okay. I will stop sharing. Stop sharing. Let's see. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then I will screen share again and let me know if there are any other questions, because we're almost to the hour mark here. So let me know. I'm going to log on my desktop and see if anybody else has questions that I just can't read. Let's see here. Okay, I think those are all the questions. So going once, twice, any other questions? Let me know. I have a couple minutes I can answer for you. Let me think if there's anything else to show you. I think that's it. And I really hope you guys do start using email marketing, because it's going to be huge for your business. Okay, Annie has a question. Ultimately, which platform is most user-friendly? That's a great question. Well, I would say Mad Mimi. I would start there. Annie, are you wanting to do automation, or just like simple, like are you wanting to do multiple emails or just one? Okay, there's a lag time. Yeah, I would say Mad Mimi is the most user-friendly, really. But again, they don't have a great automation. So the next one I would do is MailChimp or ConvertKit. MailChimp and ConvertKit. ConvertKit was pretty good too. Simple. Okay, so if you want simple, I would start out with Mad Mimi because I think that'll be really simple. Let me check on Mad Mimi's opt-in pages real quick and see if they have a good opt-in. I think they do have a good opt-in page. Yeah, on Mad Mimi, it's just a web form. Okay, let me see if I can see this and I'll show you. View. Okay, so yeah, on Mad Mimi, that'll be the simplest for you. So, like for example, I'll show you. Let me share my screen again. So stop screen share and then share screen again. And then I'm going to show you, like here's an opt-in form. This is a really old one too. So basically they just allow you to put the email in, and then this is like for my free e-guide on teaching photography. It's real simple. You don't have the option to choose like, you know, whether they're a high school senior, a mom of high school senior, or if it's a wedding couple getting married, it's always good to like say when, you know, what year or what date are you getting married, to put that in. So it's very simple, and it's probably good to start simple just so you get the hang of things, and so that you get the hang of how everything works. And once you understand all that, then you can start adding things and adding more complicated and advanced. Okay, what about constant contact? Someone asked. That's a great question. And Annie says, oh, Mad Mimi is your granddaughter's name. Oh no, Mimi is your granddaughter's name. Sorry. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Okay. And what about constant contact? Constant contact, I believe I used to use them a long time ago. I haven't actually used it. I'm going to check it out real quick and see if I can. I haven't used them in a long time, and I haven't heard of them in a long time. Are you currently using them? Let me know. I don't know. I haven't heard them in a long time. I feel like I stopped using them because they were a little bit outdated. Maybe they are better now, but I haven't explored them recently enough to give a good judgment on them. But I've used them like long ago in the past. You're welcome, Annie. Thank you for watching, and thank you everybody who was watching. Let's see, I got one more minute. If anybody else has a question, I really hope this has been helpful to you guys, because I love it. Email marketing is my favorite thing to talk about. So I think everybody's getting off. So I will say thank you again for everybody for watching, and I hope this has been helpful, and thanks for joining me. Bye.